Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody, welcome to the KF Podcast, MCU Phase 5 Predictions.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. If you just stumbled across us here, check us out at kfpodcast.com and the KF Podcast on all your other social media needs. And look for our Pop Culture Week in Review over on SoundCloud, on all your favorite audio podcasting apps.
iTunes.
All those ones. We name them all the time. They're on the screen. Do that. So with the announcement of Marvel Phase 4, which we'll go through real quick here. We covered this already in one of our previous videos. But they announced movies like Black Widow in 2020, Eternals for November 2020, Shang-Chi in 2021 in February, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness on May 7th, 2021, and then Thor Love and Thunder, November 2021. So these were your movies along with all the other Disney Plus stuff. The image on the screen you see here. So we figured, why don't we do some kind of predictions and talk about what we would pick. This is more like kind of us fantasy booking what we would like to see. This isn't maybe necessarily fact, but
It's definitely not fact.
it's definitely not fact. But some of it is speculation of stuff we've heard,
Yeah.
which I'm sure. So today, doing this here, we don't have any Ken. We have Brock.
Boo. I'm here.
We have Justin.
Hello.
And we have me. And we are going to go through each year. So Phase 5 will technically be 2022, 23, and 24.
That's what we think.
That's what we think. We're going 3 years.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be 2 years. It could be 4 years. We don't know. But we just decided we'll stick from that 3-year territory. We're going to do 3 to 4 movies a year here, whatever you have, and kind of just write this out. Towards the end of the show, we'll do maybe some Disney Plus and Hulu ideas as well, too.
Okay.
So why don't we start with 2022. We're going to go to Brock.
Okay.
Brock, tell us what your 2022 looks like to you. What are your movies?
Right.
You don't have to say February or whatever. You could say spring,
Okay.
summer, fall, whatever.
So I'm thinking a late winter, like February-esque release of Ant-Man, The Quantum Realm.
Okay. I didn't have that.
All this like time travel and stuff maybe damage the Quantum Realm, and there's some stuff going on there, like either
Okay.
some characters coming through, or he has to go defeat some characters that are there, like maybe the Micronauts or something like that.
Is Wasp in it?
Yeah, Wasp will be in it.
Okay.
So it should probably be Ant-Man and the Wasp in the Quantum Realm.
Okay.
That's my official title.
All right. What else you got?
I didn't have Ant-Man.
You have Ant-Man. And then I think the big May release will be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Okay.
And then the late summer release, I have Black Panther Illuminati.
Okay. So is that in your Black Panther Illuminati movie? Would you have Namor in
Yes,
that?
that's where I would debut Namor and possibly Charles Xavier.
And Reed?
Not Reed yet.
Okay. All right. You want to go next?
Sure. So this date is already confirmed, February 18th, 2022. I have the Black Panther 2 movie.
Okay. What are you calling it?
I don't know.
Black Panther.
It's just kind of Black Panther 2. I can see them introducing Namor.
Electric Boogaloo.
I can see them introducing Namor in this
Okay.
movie. We heard some casting possible rumors that we talked about on our review show this week. So they're going to introduce Namor.
Okay.
The May 6th time slot, I have an Avengers movie.
Okay.
And it's like...
3 years removed from the other Avengers movie.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is... it's going to be a lower level Avengers team, not all the superpowers, but maybe like Rhodey and, not the full-on Avenger squad, but it's going to be a team-up movie specifically to help Shang-Chi finish the 10 Rings.
Okay.
Okay.
And the summer movie I have here is Captain Marvel 2.
Okay.
So we're going to do
I like it.
some Earth stuff and then get back into bring the cosmic back to round out that year.
Okay. Very good. So mine, going into 2022, I'm starting off in February with Blade.
Okay.
I think that movie's always been announced. I think it fits good in that February time slot. I don't really know how Blade fits in with the rest of it, but they are going to make Blade, so I figured let's get him out of the way. He's going to be in here.
Do you think Blade will have an R rating?
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going for the R's, if they're going to save that for other stuff. Maybe.
I think the original Blades, I think the reason for the R on those was more language than violence.
Yeah, because the violence was very cheesy, over the top.
Vampire
sci-fi
stuff.
Yeah, I think they could do those. If they just scale back the language, I think they could get a PG-13 on that easily.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Okay. So my May movie, I'm going with, I think you need a heavy hitter for May. I'm going with Black Panther 2 here, because Black Panther made $1 billion. I think he's big enough. And this is the rise of Namor, is this movie that I'm calling it. I think this is big, epic May movie. You got Namor, you got Atlantis versus Wakanda. Tons of shit going on there. I think this is big enough for that. That introduces him into the MCU, and maybe at the end also ties into a little Illuminati, where they come to terms and have a peace, and then at the end you see them meeting, maybe with Xavier or Reed or someone like that. I think we're along the same lines there. And then I'm putting Guardians 3 at the end of the year, just to give it a little bit more time to get finished for James Gunn working on Suicide Squad and stuff like that, and then that does their space stuff.
Okay.
So there you go. So let's move into 2023. This is my big year, 2023.
Okay.
What do you got, bro?
All right, I have nothing till spring, and that's when I have Blade debuting.
Okay.
And then the summer movie, I have A-Force, or some kind of female Avengers team. Because they usually do the big team-up thing during the summer.
Yeah.
And then for the winter, I'm predicting Nova Corps as the cosmic
Interesting.
thing.
You have some different ones that I didn't have on here. That's interesting.
Okay.
And I think
like
that's
I'd like
how-
to see a Nova Corps movie.
I think
A
that's
real
how
Nova Corps with Centurions.
Right. Because they'll have to rebuild because they were definitely wiped out. And they can have Rich Rider get the whole world mined, just like they did in the comics.
You think they go Rich Rider or go Sam Alexander, since they like kids now?
Kids are tough because, when you do these big universe sprawling things and they come out, the next movie this kid's in is 5 years from now.
Yeah.
He looks completely different.
Yeah. I could see them wanting Sam Alexander because they're already going Jane Foster Thor.
Yeah. But
Falcon
Rich Rider
Cap,
hasn't been in there yet.
And like Sam Alexander was on that team with them, But yeah, I would love to see Rich Rider. Rich Rider's my favorite Nova.
And I think that's where they'll introduce Fantastic Four through the Negative Zone.
Okay. Fight Annihilus. Nova Corps versus Annihilus and the Annihilation Wave.
Yep.
Okay. And was that all three of yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Justin?
2023, I am opening the year with Guardians Volume 3.
Okay.
In February, like late winter. May, I actually have Spider-Man 3.
Kind of forgot about Spider-Man 3,
did
to be
too.
honest with you.
I did too until I was looking up like Phase 5 predictions. And they were like, what about Spider-Man? I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I
So
forgot about Spider-Man.
I've got a Spider-Man 3 in there, and then on late fall, I'm giving Namor his own movie. Introduced in Black Panther 2 in 2022, and then he's going to close out 2023 with his own movie.
Okay. That's all yours?
Yep.
Good. I totally forgot about Spider-Man.
Me
So
too.
I would go back and put Spider-Man in a fourth movie in 2022.
Yeah.
Stick him in there. He gets a June movie or July, like
That's
he's
his
been
spot.
doing. And that's his spot. Spider-Man Graduation. Stick that one in there. A little rewrite on here. So now I go into phase...
Has to have home in the title.
Yeah, it's got to have home in the title. Far From Home, Homecoming, Home Alone. Spider-Man Home Alone. It's a Christmas movie.
They did say they're going to reboot Home Alone on Disney Plus.
It is. It's a Christmas movie. So my 2023, I'm starting off in sort of like late winter, early spring with Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Sprawling out of the whole Black Panther and introducing Reed and all that and everything, and I'm going to do Fantastic Four then. Now, when I book these are just like the movies I want to see. I don't really care about how they fit in, because then I'm going to my big May summer release movie, and it's The Uncanny X-Men. The new X-Men team with Xavier, who you saw at the end of Black Panther last year, and these are his mutants. That's my big blockbuster. Now I threw in a fourth movie in July, threw a June movie in here in July, and that's my Deadpool MCU movie, and it's just called Deadpool MCU.
That's actually probably a good title for
And it's
it.
this, they're like little spin-off where he's just kind of doing whatever, interacting with different people. I feel like they're going to do something with him.
Well, if they do the Uncanny X-Men like you want, then Deadpool's the next good choice.
And then in November, I go cosmic with Captain Marvel 2, doing... I could see her interacting with the Nova Corps and different stuff like that. All right, so let's go to last year, 2024. Brock, what do you got?
I have a late winter release for Fantastic Four, set up from Nova Corps the year prior.
All right.
And then the big spring, May movie, I have Avengers Next, because all those kids will be older.
Okay.
So the Young Avengers, instead of calling them Young Avengers, I said Avengers Next, because that was like an animated movie back in the day.
Yep.
And then, the June-July movie, I have Captain Marvel, Secret Invasion. I still think there's hope for the Secret Invasion.
I agree with you.
It's possible, definitely.
I just don't have it in Captain Marvel. I'll show you mine.
All right.
All right, what's yours?
2024, late winter, I have opening up with Blade.
Okay.
In 2024. Then my big July movie is Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I'm not sure which one of my, probably Black Panther or the Namor movie. They introduce Reed, or somehow they bring them in as an introduction, and then they're going to be the big July movie of 2024. And then in November, you're going to hate this, I have either Falcon Cap or Bucky Cap, depending on how the show turns out and how some of these other movies. But it'll be a Captain America movie with either Falcon or Bucky.
Okay. All right. I like it. I have a February movie release in 2024. And this character, he's introduced in Shang-Chi. He's in the Uncanny X-Men movie. And this is finally a Marvel MCU Wolverine movie. With the costume on, a superhero Wolverine movie, not all this stupid shit that Fox did with him. They had him in different things. This is Wolverine, who's so marketable for Disney because he's a character who can be on everything. People love Wolverine. This is Wolverine's movie with him fighting like Sabretooth or a good villain, a good Wolverine villain, but he's in the gear.
Would you have him in your Uncanny X-Men movie?
Yes.
Okay.
I introduced him in Shang-Chi, and then him and Xavier are sort of my basis for the Uncanny X-Men movie. My Uncanny X-Men movie, I wouldn't do the original 5.
Okay.
I would do close, but I would do very similar to almost what they did before.
Well, they'll never... After Giant Size is when it changed to Uncanny, correct?
Yeah.
So that Wolverine was on that team.
Yeah. So, like the old movie, I'd be pretty close to that. I'd probably have Scott and Jean, Storm, and Wolverine, but I wouldn't do Rogue in that. I'd probably do,
Iceman?
Maybe Iceman and, Colossus, Kitty, something like that range. I would go more than 5. I'd go, 6 or 7 of them with some young kids at the mansion and stuff. But have Wolverine in his own movie. I think that would be cool. Then my May movie is Avengers Secret Invasion.
Okay.
This wraps up, because Secret Invasion, I feel, is tying into all this. There's Skrulls in all these movies for the next 4 or 5 years. And then the Secret Avengers movie is the big payoff with a new Cap in the lead. Probably Captain Marvel, Panther, Jane Foster, Thor. This is your Avengers team.
Okay.
With all these new people in it, and I feel in this movie the X-Men would even make a cameo, and the Fantastic Four.
We could have an Avengers movie to start it, and then conclude it in an X-Men movie, because that's kind of how it went down in the comics.
Yeah, or in a Fantastic Four movie. Mm-hmm. And then rounding out November with a sequel to Shang-Chi. I feel like they'll do a sequel there, which continues the story of fighting the Mandarin, but this will be like you were saying in that one movie, the Avengers helping Shang-Chi or whatever.
Yeah,
this would take place in there where he has maybe some mutants in it and Blade in it and other people, and it's like a ninja movie where all these fighters are fighting whoever, So there's my face. That's my last one. So let's talk Disney Plus. I'll go first. So some of my shows I thought for Disney Plus that I think would be good going forward. I think Young Avengers, because I think Young Avengers has to have money behind it and movie quality, like I think Disney Plus is going to be. You're having that. I think Young Avengers is perfect for Disney Plus, where you have all these younger ones and the chick that was Hawkeye being the lead in this with everybody. I also think you could do stuff with Valkyrie. I think you could do X-Force. I don't think you need that many X-Men movies. I think you just stick with Wolverine and X-Men and Deadpool maybe. I think you could do X-Force, where they're like a CIA thing knocking people off. It'd be darker.
Okay.
And then I thought maybe like people like Wasp or She-Hulk could get in there.
Okay. I had She-Hulk on Disney Plus, and then I had West Coast Avengers.
Very similar, yep.
I had Marvel Knights and Marvel Comics Presents, where it's like an anthology series where there's like maybe like one recurring villain, and then
That would be cool.
all these other characters that kind of deal with them.
We've talked about before that's what the characters like Cloak and Dagger and Iron Fist should be
It's like a
making one-offs because how they carry 12 episode shows is beyond me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be good. Marvel Comics Presents. Any Hulu show ideas?
No,
Not
because I don't
really.
think it counts.
I had
It's not real.
for Hulu show ideas, since they're doing that whole darker thing or whatever. I could see them maybe bringing the Punisher back into that world.
The timeline will be right because they can't do anything with him until 2023, I think.
I think you could see people like Moon Knight, Punisher, that are these darker kind of mystical type things, or I could see them maybe even Daredevil and people like that showing up on Hulu. If you don't want to tie them in.
Well, going forward, though, like once they get the full rights back when they can play with them, I would like to see Daredevil and some of those characters in the MCU.
Yeah.
But we gotta wait until, I think, like I said, until like 2023. But
Yep.
they would make good. You could make them darker on that Hulu universe.
Daredevil has proven that people like the character.
Yeah.
Would you bring back the same guy that played him in the show?
Fantasy booking, yes, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I think him and the Punisher are perfect
Yeah.
casting. I think Luke Cage is perfect casting. I
Yeah.
wish they would bring him back for that as well too. Iron Fist, I could go either way on
Yeah.
for that guy, but I mean, and Jessica Jones too. I was never really too big on either one of them. But as far as Punisher, Cage, and Daredevil,
Yeah.
I just would like to see those characters be saved and popped into the MCU and be put on. Disney Plus would be ideal for them. And it'd be neat to see them brought back.
Well, not Disney Plus, because Disney Plus is their. What, didn't they make an announcement? Absolutely no, like, R-rated stuff on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Is Daredevil really R-rated?
The Netflix version certainly was.
Yeah, and Punisher kind of was too. There was
Punisher
no
definitely
swearing
was.
or sex. I mean, there was sex, but like they didn't show graphic. You know what I mean?
A little too much for Disney Plus,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Be on
They were
Hulu.
already at TVMA,
Yeah.
just for violence more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be cool to see them brought back. Maybe the darker stuff goes on Hulu, but it still ties in.
Be cool.
I wish it would all tie in.
I agree. It would be nice. And they could somehow bring in the Runaways and Cloak and Dagger and somehow retro bring them into the universe later on.
Yeah.
Well, if they do a multiverse thing, they have no excuse not to,
Yeah.
which they've already said they were going to do, so it
Yeah.
makes sense.
I don't know. I kind of feel we're going to get... Like, we were just doing 3 movies here. I kind of feel like it's going to eventually blow up and there's going to be a lot more in a year for movies that they put out and stuff.
I don't know that we'll get beyond 4, though.
I don't think so.
Because, especially with all the properties that Disney owns, because they're going to start to cannibalize their movie dates.
See, I don't think that's ever going to happen. They proved themselves this year with everything that
That's
came
true.
out. That it didn't affect it. Endgame being out around the time of Aladdin and all that, Aladdin still made a ton of money.
Yeah.
Spider-Man being out around the same time as Lion King still made a lot of money. It's different genres. People go to see different stuff.
Yeah.
You know? The nerd people are going to show up and go crazy for an X-Men movie, and then everybody else is going to be like, oh, I want to go see the live-action Little Mermaid. You're going to take all your kids and go to that. You're going to see both of them in the same weekend.
Yeah.
And they're only going to do really one. Star Wars isn't going to have multiple movies a year.
No, they've proven that they can't do that.
Yeah, they have one. They are going to have stuff more in Disney Plus with their TV shows and that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Maybe the Star Wars universe will be a multiverse that was created by the Snap.
It's part of it's part of the universe now.
Funny. So I did think a little bit bigger, but I couldn't figure out a place to put it in this Phase 5 lineup, because with my stuff, and I could have done it with your lineup, I had an Illuminati movie, like Avengers Illuminati. But at this point in mine, I had only introduced the Fantastic Four. So I had no Charles Xavier. Well, that was really it, I guess. But I think they're gonna do something with that. That'll be the
It's
next
so popular.
like big thing. Once they get Namor involved, they've got Panther.
That could be the post-credit scenes for the next few years.
Yeah, and that could
Meeting
lead,
and talking about stuff happening.
Yeah,
I honestly feel like the Fox properties, I just can't see in these next 2 years of Phase 4 that they're not going to mention them at all. I still feel like they're going to get somehow end credits or name dropped or something. They're not just going to cold turkey introduce them out of the blue. I feel like that Doctor Strange multiverse stuff that like there's just going to be things that go on where they're like, oh, we discovered this, we did this. One is going to create mutants in one division. There's going to be something that goes on, that like get those seeds planted. That way they can make movies.
Yeah.
because they don't want to shelve them for too long. You can't just shove them in there, but you don't want to keep them on the shelf for too long, otherwise they get stale.
It's
Well, I
tough.
probably
'Cause
want people to forget
Yeah.
everything that's been done before.
the X-Men are so damn marketable because they have just as many stories as the Avengers do.
Yeah.
They have a collection of rogues and a collection of villains. I mean, they have tons of great stories that stuff you can work.
Is X-Men too dark of a tone, though? For a lot of the stuff that they did was genocides and mutant-killing viruses and stuff.
I mean, Thanos did wipe out half the
He
population.
did. I mean, I guess you can't get much more.
Yeah, more dark than that. I mean, he did stuff like that. I mean, yeah, Apocalypse is pretty dark of a villain. Sinister did a lot of, like, stealing babies and genetic manipulation and things like that. Fall of the Mutants was dark when they killed them, But yeah, they have their villains that they can... Magneto's one of those villains that's, like, people sympathize with him, where he's not, like, an evil, he's going to kill everybody, but, like, he's a good villain, Sentinels, things like that.
They're good cannon fodder because you can kill them without like killing anything.
Yeah. So we will see. I don't know. Leave us your comments what you think Phase 5 is going to be about below. And
It's exciting to think about, though. Everything that they've got to tap into.
They got so much stuff to play with now. The sandbox is huge. I mean, there's so many.
It's a beach now.
Yeah, it's a beach now. It's almost like, people, and now the next thing will be people may complain, there's too many properties.
They were missing half their universe with just the Fox properties.
Yeah.
Because you have to admit the X-Men is half of Marvel Comics.
It is, yeah. It's a lot. I mean, I've always...
The Fantastic Four has been involved in every major event that's ever happened.
Yeah. I mean, I've said this before a million times probably on the show, but to me, growing up, when you read Marvel Comics, the four pillars of the Marvel comic universe was the Avengers, the Uncanny X-Men, Amazing Spider-Man, and Fantastic Four. Everything somehow tied into one of them. You had Spider-Man's whole world, everything he did, all the Avengers with Cap and Iron Man and Thor are there, all the X-Men stuff, and then the FF with all the different things, Galactus and Silver Surfer. Fox really missed out when they had these properties that they never combined all their worlds together. They never did all that because they would have done the X4 storyline from like the Ultimate Universe and tried to mix.
Yeah.
You could have done Galactus. You could have been doing this. You could have had this all running alongside at the same time, with like just like Thanos with Galactus and all the X-Men and Fantastic Four together, and Deadpool and Silver Surfer and all these people. But instead, you just make that horse shit.
That most recent Fantastic Four movie, I still say, is the worst movie I've ever seen.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
You have Doctor Doom, one of the best villains of all time, and you don't know what to do with him.
Speaking of Doctor Doom, apparently the script for the Doctor Doom solo movie is complete and has been turned into Marvel.
I don't want a Doctor Doom movie. I want a Fantastic Four movie.
I don't know that they've asked for it. I just know there was a guy that wrote a script.
I'm going to write a triathlon script tonight.
He's a good, a solid Hollywood writer, but he's written a script and he's submitted it.
Well, they were planning on doing that. Fox was, yeah.
So I think that's the script, maybe.
Okay.
Doom's a great villain.
I mean, could the Fantastic Four come to be because of Doctor Doom?
Yeah, they've tried to do that with some of these other movies that they did, where Doom's involved in their accident.
Yeah.
Which they got to get away from.
Yeah, because he wasn't there.
He's the fifth one with him, and he gets his weird metal powers. Like, stop doing that.
It's not how he doesn't even have those kind of powers.
Yeah, stop doing that.
He uses magic and technology combined.
Yeah.
He doesn't have actual powers.
Make him do the good stuff that he does, not that stupid stuff where his skin was metal and oh god, those movies were pathetic.
That was how he got the powers in the Ultimate Universe too, though, wasn't it?
I think so.
He had horse legs.
And if you're gonna, we'll leave it on this note. If you make a Fantastic Four movie, you better put some pants on the thing. He needs pants. You can't run around naked. He needs pants on. It was too weird. Threw everyone off.
That was not even the least of the problem with that movie.
He looked cool. And there you go. All right. We will talk to you later. Like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. See you next week.